My dear fellow suicide loss survivor, if you feel that you're trying to practice healing, but that you keep starting from zero every single time, this message is for you. Welcome. So happy you're here with me today, because today we talk about the integration step, which is the fourth step of the Music and Heal healing path. And this step says that it's okay to not live healing perfectly, right? Integration is about living the healing, but not perfectly, not in an all or nothing fashion at all. Actually, it's better if you live the healing imperfectly, because then you're not going to overwhelm yourself with expectations of perfection. And it's going to be, instead of pushing for your own healing every single day and trying to be perfect, you're just going to be pulled by the rewards that you unlock every time you practice, right? So after suicide loss, it's easy to feel like, okay, I didn't practice my ritual this morning, so the hell with it, I'm not going to practice it all month, right? I used to go through that cycle all the time and then just be super judgmental about it and really start hating myself for it. Why can't I just, you know, practice, do the thing, right? But because I had that mindset, I didn't want to go back to the thing, whatever it was, whatever healing practice, right? It felt too overwhelming. It felt like too demanding, really. I didn't have the energy for it. And if you're doing that to yourself, then you're basically shooting yourself in the foot, right? So instead of looking at it as I have to do all the things or else I'm not healing, look at it as how can I, if I lose the practice of doing something, it's been a couple days, a couple weeks, a couple months, how can I maintain that thread of momentum without pressuring myself, without judging myself, without having expectations that are this high and completely unrealistic? How can I just slowly but surely start practicing whatever it was that was helping me again, right? So for example, today you might be aware that breathing is helpful, right? It regulates our nervous system, helps us make more helpful decisions and be more discerning, and it helps us have way more awareness about what's actually going on inside. You might be aware of that, but turning the intention of, let's say, doing a breathwork practice into implementation is another story, right? We might have all the healing intentions in the world, but turning that into action is the hardest part, right? So instead of having expectations of doing everything all the time, everything perfectly, without fail, just start gently asking yourself today, what can I return to today that was helpful for me in the past? And start there. It might just be, a couple of deep breaths, right? And then just live that rhythm for the rest of your day and see how just lowering the expectations removes pressure and overwhelm. And you'll want to return back to it because you're not going to have expectations to do everything perfectly, everything all the time, everything for hours and hours and hours and hours. To be completely honest, one of the most healing experiences, practices that I taught myself to do in my first few years of being a survivor is to do absolutely nothing, right? It's to lay in a bathtub, listening to music, just breathing. I didn't even know about breath work back then. So I was just, breathing, sometimes singing, sometimes not, sometimes crying, sometimes not. And at first I would judge myself for it, right? I should be going, I should be doing, I should be. And then I realized, but wait a minute, we're human beings, we're not human doings. So I don't have to judge myself for laying there, listening to music and just breathing, integrating, right? And that lowered a lot of pressure. And I went back to it again and again and again and again. And I was living the practice because it was so rewarding. So allow that for yourself to happen too. Whatever it is that makes you feel better and that's helpful for your healing, just start small. And you'll see naturally because you're unlocking the rewards, you'll want to do it again and again and again. And if you miss a day, if you miss a week, if you miss a month, doesn't matter. Return to it, right? That's the thread of momentum. That's the thread of integration. And so if you just return to it one step at a time, one moment at a time, one conversation at a time, you'll see that you can just live the healing. So, my dear fellow survivor, I say this with all my heart. Please take good care of yourself. And of course, may you be filled with music and heal.